Welcome to the step-by-step tutorial for the Safety Library LMS system. If you are watching this video, you are already logged in with your company user account. So I will act as if I'm a company that is going to initially set up their LMS system. You may hear me refer to a company as the Safety Director role throughout this tutorial. This is the role that you are assigned with as soon as your account is created. Closer to the end of the tutorial, I'll go over advanced functionality such as setting up multiple departments and department heads over managers and managers over supervisors. If you're still having trouble with any part of the LMS, you're always welcome to email us at support@safetylibrary.net or go to the left menu and hit the contact button and we can assist you further. Alright, now let's start the tutorial. I'm going to go ahead and log in as a company user, which is the user that you are already logged into. You've probably already come to this screen since you've already logged in and are at the LMS training section. But as you can see, if you haven't seen already, you have access to our file system, our training LMS, our safety manager software, tools, pretty much everything we offer in the library. This is the screen you're at right now. Only difference is the video is probably going to be up top above this text, which you can use these links as the text version of this tutorial. So now I'm going to go ahead and create some users so you can see how a company's user system works. So we'll go to left menu training LMS, then to manager panel. Then on the left menu, we'll go to users, down to create users, and then we'll click the download link so we can get the specific file for the company/safety directors so they can create either an employee or a supervisor type user. So I'm going to go ahead and double click the little lines between the columns to space out the data so we can get a better view of it. I'm going to overwrite the data that's as an example in this import file. So row 2 will be my supervisor type employee that I want to have oversee either one or multiple departments in our company. You'll know that they will be the supervisor because in column G they will be set with the role group_leader. Here I'm just going to manually enter in some data for our tutorial. It is possible for a company to already have this data in another file or spreadsheet. Then all they have to do is simply copy from that file to this file and it'll be done in a matter of seconds. The only thing they probably need to change after a mass import of data is under column G, the role, which will tell which employees are the supervisors or not supervisors. So I'm entering in this data. The group leader role could be set up to have different levels of management. So you could have like a manager over like 3 or 4 departments, and then under those departments set up different supervisors. So then you'd give the manager and the supervisor both the group leader roles. I'll go over that in more detail further in this tutorial. I'm going to save the file, so I'm going to go up top, click on File, then Save As, and then I'm going to browse a location on my computer and just save it to my desktop so I'll be able to get to it easier. And just double check, make sure the Save As type is CSV, and then hit Save. Alright, now we're going to go back to our user creation screen, hit the Browse button, and then find the file that we just saved to our desktop, click Open. And then we'll hit the Import button. And there you have it. There's our 2 new employees added to our company's LMS system, both with a supervisor role and a non-supervisor role. So next I'll go ahead and add another employee to this company's LMS system, and we'll open back up our import file from earlier. So I'll basically do what we did earlier. I just wanted you to see that you can use the same import sheet to put in new employees. That way you can have a record of what employees you've already added in the system from the past. We'll go ahead and add this person as a subscriber role, which means they do not get the same functionality as a manager/supervisor would have. I will go into greater detail of those functionalities later in this tutorial. Now we're going to go up top, go to File, and Save. So we'll save the data we just created. And we're going to go back to our web browser with our user creation page. And now we're going to hit Browse to import the new data that we saved in that file, and hit Open, and click the blue Import button. And there we are. There's our new employee that has been successfully added to the LMS system. You'll see the 2 employees above have import status of X. This is because those users have already been created. The check mark means successful importation of that particular user. Next, we'll go over how to set up departments. To set up departments within your company, we'll go to Learn-LMS, then to Groups, and then hit Add New. And in this example, we're going to go ahead and add 1 department to our company. Step is to add a course to our department. So here I'm going to type in Office to see all the materials in the library that I can add to our group. I went ahead and added the Office Safety course because I know anything that's designated with the keyword course comes with a video with quiz and a certificate at the end for the employee should they get all the questions correct. As you can see, I'm hitting the right arrow, so that designates that material being assigned to our group. So I'm going to assign a supervisor to this group, which right now our only supervisor is Amber Willis. And then I'm going to go ahead and add her as a regular user as well, so she can take the materials that I added from above. And I've added the user Jason Jones as a regular employee to be part of this department as well. Click Publish to save your changes. Then we'll go add another group. Click Add New up top. And enter a new name, which we're going to call this one Maintenance Department. And scroll down, and we're going to go ahead and add our materials. So I'm going to look for some handouts here, see if we can find something like 2-minute safety or some kind of handout. So I'll just type in the keyword MAINT just to bring up everything in the safety library that might have something to do with maintenance. And then I'd like to add a course with a video and a quiz and a certificate. So I'm going to go ahead and type in keyword course and scroll through the available courses in the safety library to see if I can find something similar to my department. I went ahead and just selected the ergonomics course to add to this department. It's probably not the most relevant course given it's a maintenance department, but it'll do for now. You can see I went ahead and added Amber as a supervisor over this department as well. And I'm going to go ahead and add Jeremy Vaughn as an employee that works in this department. Once again, I'm going to go up and hit publish so we can save our department. And then go to groups so you can get a look at a general overview of each department we just set up. So next I'm going to actually log in with these employees so you can get a better understanding what a subscriber versus a group underscore leader role looks like. Now I'm going to log in with one of the employees for Gigitech named Jeremy, and he is going to be a subscriber role, which is a non-supervisor role. As soon as an employee logs in, they will see all the materials they were assigned by the safety director user. I'm going to go ahead and just, as an example, I'm going to be like I'm the employee that needs to go in here to download this document to show that they actually viewed it. So we'll open that file up so you can get an idea of what one of our documents looks like in our library. So now the employee will have to hit the Mark Complete button to show that they've actually viewed that document, and that way it will show up in the reporting to their supervisors and to the safety director users. I will go back to our courses section, so I'll go up top, train LMS, and then my courses. Then we'll go back to the document we just clicked on complete, and you'll see that check mark that shows that that document's already been checked by that employee. So now we'll go to our course. That way you can get an idea of what the employee sees when they take one of these courses.
This course provides an overview and understanding of our. We'll learn about musculoskeletal disorders.
Sorry about the volume spike there, but you see here that the video is embedded into this page, which they'll watch all the way through, then hit that start quiz button beneath it, and they can start going through the questions. Here I'm just going to purposefully fail this test so you can see the difference between an employee failing the test and an employee actually getting all the answers correct. So as you see, I did not get all the questions correct. In order to pass this course, an employee must answer all the questions correctly, or else the option for a certificate does not pop up, nor will it show in reporting as the course as complete. So next I'm going to log in as a group leader so you can see the reporting functionality. So now we're going to log in with one of the employees that have the group underscore leader role, which is going to be our supervisor slash manager for these departments. In our previous examples, you'll see that Amber's our only supervisor slash manager at the moment, which we made her over both the office and maintenance departments. So we're going to go ahead and log in as her under her account. You'll see that she also has courses designated to her. This is because we added her name as a regular user under each department as well. Had we left her as only a group leader when setting up those departments, these courses would not appear. So now we're going to the left menu, Training LMS, and click LMS Company Reports. So this is where your supervisor and manager will find all the reporting for their specific given departments. The drop-down menu from up top will give each department with their given material reports, and then below it you'll find each employee that's been assigned to those materials. And as you can see from a previous example, the employee Jeremy has completed his material for the maintenance tool safety talk. Now let's check to see if any of the employees have completed the ergonomics course. So I'll click the drop down menu, go down to the ergonomics course, and we see that none of the employees have completed that course yet. You can use the notification, as you see on kind of the right middle of the page, to send these employees a quick message telling them to please take the ergonomics course that has been assigned to them. We built this functionality into the reporting to make it easier on you to send out emails instead of having to send them out individually. I'll go into more detail on that in another tutorial. Next, we're going to let Amber mark complete one of these courses manually. So we're going to go to the maintenance department and go down to the ergonomics course. We'll use this just in case they're in a classroom environment where the employees do not have access to a computer and their trainers would like to mark them as being present as a completion. So now we'll go back to the ergonomics course. We just marked our employee Jeremy as has completed, and you'll see our reporting reflects that. It shows that he completed his course on a certain date with 100% progress. So next we'll log in with our other non-supervisor slash non-manager employee named Jason, so you get a good idea of how that looks across two different departments. So now we're going to log in with the employee we designated as a non-supervisor role under the office department. Keep in mind, since you're probably going to be taking on the role as the safety director user, you'll probably never need to log into these accounts, just only assign them or create them. Now I'm logging in for our non-supervisor employee for the office department. And as you can see from previously when we set up our materials for our office department, that he automatically is logged in to his assigned materials. Just like our previous example with our non-supervisor employee Jeremy under the maintenance department, I'm going to go ahead and have Jason download this PowerPoint to show that he has actually seen this material and have him click the Mark Complete button so it is reflected in our reporting. The non-supervisor role, if you look at the left menu, it doesn't get the same menu items as a supervisor or manager role gets. Notice there's no reporting or access to the back end of the group functionality. Now I'm going to take the office safety course as employee Jason, and I'm going to actually pass this course so you can see the difference between passing a course versus failing a course.
Welcome to the Office Safety
To
Training.
save time, I went
Tips
ahead and
and
took all the
hazards to yourself.
questions without missing one. And as you can see, if you get 100% on the quiz, you get a print your certificate button. This 100% passing score will also be reflected in the reporting. Here is an example of one of the course certificates awarded for completing all the questions. Here I'm just going to complete a handout so it'll also show up in our reporting. So next I'll log back into our group_leader account, which is in the Amber account, so you can get a good idea of how our reporting will look under both employees Jason and Jeremy for the different departments. As a reminder, we set up Amber earlier as the manager/supervisor under the department's office and maintenance. Now we're going to go back to the reporting section under the left menu, Training LMS, then LMS Company Reports. And as you can see, the office safety course has been completed by our employee Jason, which we completed just a few minutes ago. And also for the handout that we assign our employee Jason to, it also shows as completed. Notice in our reporting that it only shows the actual employees that we assigned to that department earlier. So if the employee is not assigned to a specific department, they will not show under that department's reporting. Next, I'm going to add 2 more employees to this company, which will be a non-supervisor and a supervisor/manager type employee. I'll also set up an additional department so you can see that a manager supervisor can be over one or many departments. Now I'm going to log back in with our Safety Director user, which is the Chris at Genjatech.com. Also remember that the Safety Director user is the only one that can create a group_leader or subscriber role. A company will never have multiple Safety Director roles. There will always only be one. Now I'm going to open up our import file from earlier and add our additional employees underneath our other employees. Here I'm going to go ahead and add a new employee named Jared. He's going to be our supervisor over the new department we're going to add here in a little bit. And then underneath Jared, I'm just going to add another non-supervisor employee to that department as well. For the group_leader role, some people might call it a manager or a supervisor or department head. It's really up to you how you want to set up that structure. I will have a tutorial further in this video explaining those different structures and how far you can go as far as a manager over supervisors or even department heads over managers. For this section of the tutorial, we're just going to keep it simple and call our group leaders as supervisors. So there we go. There's our 2 check marks and that our 2 new employees have been imported successfully. So now we're ready to set up these employees to go to a new department. So once again, we go to the left menu, Learn-LMS and Groups. And there's our 2 previous departments. Go up top, click Add New. and we'll enter the name of the new department, which here I'm going to call the trucking department. We'll scroll down a bit and see if we can, well, I'll go ahead and just set up the employees in this group. Which I went ahead and set up Jared as the group leader and as a user so he can actually take some of these materials if he wanted to. I'm also going to add Nick in since we just created him earlier. And to mix things up a bit, I'm going to put Jeremy from the maintenance department in there as well. Alright, now we need to add some materials, so I'm going to type in something that's relevant to trucking. So I'm just going to type in truck and scroll through here and see what I can find. Pretty much everything you see in the safety library can be added as a piece of content that an employee can train on. So that .ppt I know is a PowerPoint, so I'm going to go ahead and add that. And see if we can find like a 2-minute safety brief in here somewhere. There we go. I know since I typed in truck that the driving course I'm searching for will not show up. So I'm going to type in drive and see if I can get it to appear. See, this is bringing up so many materials I'm having trouble locating it. So I'm going to try to narrow the results by just typing in course and see if I can locate the driving course. You can narrow things down more by typing in 2 keywords, but you risk stuff not coming up as much as it would be if you typed in just 1 keyword. You can just not type in anything and it'll show everything, but it'll take a lot longer to locate what you want. Alright, everything looks good, so we'll scroll back up and save this department by clicking the publish button. And here's a summary of the group we just set up, along with the other groups that we set up in the previous tutorials. If you need to get back to this page, click on the left menu under the LMS tab and then click on groups. As soon as I publish that department with these employees, you'll see that they've already are showing up in our reporting. Their progress will show up as 0% until they've actually logged into the safety library. Then proceed to their course page and click either the material or the course that was assigned to them and complete the course without missing any of the questions. I'm going to log in our new group underscore leader named Jared real quick, just to give you an idea that he can only see the reporting under the trucking department we just set up. And as you can see, he cannot see any of the materials assigned by the maintenance or the office departments. I don't know if you noticed earlier, but with our safety director user, the Chris user, he could see every department's reporting. A safety director user will always see every department, no matter who's been assigned to that department. Technically, you could say that the safety director user is the administrator of every company account. Here I'm just going to give an example of how our supervisor can mark our regular non-supervisor employees as completing a course. Generally, you'd only do this to train your employees in an offline type environment. Such situations when you have like maybe a class of 50 employees at once who can't all be on a computer at the same time. And here you can see how our supervisor user marked this employee as completed for the defensive driving course. I'm going to log in with the Safety Director user now, just to show you an example of how even the Safety Director can mark any of the employees as completed. As I mentioned earlier, you see he has access to all of the departments. And as you can see, the employee we marked with our supervisor just a minute ago has completed this defensive driving course, comes up in the reporting for the Safety Director as 100% completed as well. So I'm going to go ahead and under the Safety Director, complete the course for Nick for this defensive driving course. And since it was marked as complete, it should come up in our reporting now. So next, we're going to go over the question, can I add an existing employee to another department? And yes, you can. So you'll go to the LMS and left menu groups, and you'll click on the group you'd like to add the employee to. So here I'm just going to go ahead and add Jason to this department. You may be hearing me referring to a group as a department or a department as a group. They're basically the same thing. So now we got Jason on the right menu. We'll hit update, and that will add him to our trucking department group. Now Jason will come up in our reporting for everything having to do with the trucking department / group. Now I'm going to flip back over to our supervisor employee of the trucking group so you can get an idea of what an existing user added to the group looks like in there. And it's just like earlier, except now Jason has been added to that group. And I'll just go ahead and mark him as complete as the supervisor. And it's that easy. Keep in mind that the Safety Director user role is the only person that can add existing users to additional groups. So now you may be wondering, well, can I add a manager over our supervisors in every department? And yes, you can do that as well. Technically, the ways you can do it is pretty much infinite. So as many branches or departments and department heads and managers over those department heads you want, you can do it. So I'm going to go ahead and set up, I guess you could technically say, a manager employee that'll be over all of these employees in this list. Or you could just make this person an assistant to the Safety Director, which can help the Safety Director manage their reporting better. So the person's name that I'm going to make a manager, name will be Reed. And once I get over to column G, the role will be group_leader as well. And I'm going to just go ahead and quickly import him in, as we've done the past couple times with our previous employees. So I'm going to go ahead and go to our group section. From the left menu, then to groups. And then I'm going to put Reed as a group leader in every one of these departments. And as you can see, there actually can be two manager or supervisor types in one department as well. And yes, you can have more than two. Pretty much you can have up to infinite number of supervisors slash managers in a department. Just remember, in order for them to appear as a group leader, they have to have that group underscore leader under the role column of the import sheet. And there you have it. Here's the summary of all of our groups. And as you can see, they each have a supervisor, and the manager Reed is over each department as well. Now I'll log in with the user Reed so you can get an idea of what it looks like under the hood for his user account. And the reason the materials don't show up here is because we only made him a group leader when we set up our department. We never clicked that right arrow to push his name over as a group user. Had we done that, then those other materials would have appeared there. See, he can see all the departments reporting, just like the safety director user can. Really, the only difference is that this user cannot create or add new users, nor can they create more departments. Just like the safety director or the supervisors, this person can also go through each department and select an employee for completion of any material or course. That concludes our tutorial of the LMS. If you have any questions, please let us know at support@safetylibrary.net, or feel free to call us at 1-256-725-5088.